Captain Jack Morrow steered the starship Odyssey through the azure clouds of the Andromeda sector. His crew prepped for what was slated as a historic mission. The objective was clear: establish the first contact with the sentient species on planet Zithera, a lush world recently discovered during a routine exploration sweep. The Odyssey was chosen for its advanced communication technology and its crew's experience with xenodiplomacy. As they entered Zithera's orbit, Jack felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. The initial scans of Zithera revealed a world teeming with life, its cities blending organic structures with an elegance that hinted at a deep appreciation for their environment. It was a stark contrast to the mechanical cities of Earth, reflecting a harmony between civilization and nature rarely seen elsewhere. The crew's excitement was palpable as they prepared for landing near one of the major cities. Protocols for first contact were strict, and every member knew their role. Jack was to lead the diplomatic efforts, supported by his second-in-command, Lieutenant Sarah Knox, and Dr. Liam Hennessy, the ship's chief xenobiologist. As the Odyssey touched down gently on a verdant meadow just outside the city, the anticipation reached its peak. Jack took a moment to look out at Zithera's vibrant landscape, the towering flora casting long, dappled shadows over the hull of his ship. "This is it," he murmured to himself, "a new chapter." Within minutes, a delegation from Zithera approached. They were striking beings, tall and lithe with skin that shimmered like the surface of a calm sea under sunlight. Their leader introduced herself as High Counselor Ilara. Her voice was melodious and her eyes held a wisdom that suggested a deep understanding of the universe. The initial greetings went smoothly, with Jack explaining their peaceful intentions and their hope for mutual learning and respect. Ilara listened intently, nodding in understanding, her gaze occasionally drifting to the other human crew members with a subtle but unmistakable curiosity. The following day, Jack and his crew were invited to the capital city, a breathtaking conglomeration of living architecture where buildings seemed to grow out of the ground and wind upwards towards the sky. The Zitherans called it Silith, meaning harmony in their tongue. Ilara guided them through the city, explaining their societal structure, their advancements in bioengineering, and their philosophical outlook on life, which emphasized balance and sustainability. The crew was shown technologies that mimicked natural processes, a stark contrast to Earth's often disruptive industrial methods. In the spirit of exchange, Jack arranged a presentation to introduce human culture and technologies to a gathering of Zitheran academics and policymakers. The presentation covered various aspects of human society, including art, science, and more practical subjects like agriculture and medicine. The discussion was going well until Jack touched on human reproductive habits, specifically the absence of biological cycles like hibernation that were common in many other sentient species they had encountered. This revelation seemed to particularly startle Ilara, who paused the discussion to confer quietly with her advisors. Returning to the podium with a look of both surprise and intrigue, Ilara addressed Jack publicly. "Captain Morrow, it is indeed a revelation to learn that humans do not partake in hibernation cycles for reproduction. In Zithera, such periods are crucial for rejuvenation and procreation. This difference is fascinating and warrants deeper understanding." Her response was diplomatic, but the curiosity in her voice was clear. This unexpected turn piqued the interest of both parties, leading to an impromptu Q&A session where Zitherans eagerly asked about various aspects of human life and biology, particularly the concepts of continuous activity and societal dynamics without the need for seasonal hibernation. As the day drew to a close, Jack realized that this mission might change more than just diplomatic relations. It might provide a deeper understanding of how life evolved under different cosmic circumstances. He was eager to learn more about the Zitherans, just as they were about humanity, setting the stage for a profound cultural exchange that could bridge worlds. The cultural exchange deepened the following day, with High Counselor Ilara inviting Captain Jack Morrow and his crew to participate in a forum dedicated to biological diversity and reproductive strategies across the galaxy. The forum, a prestigious event in the Zitheran academic calendar, was held in the grand auditorium of the Silith Biodome, a structure where the Zitherans studied and showcased the planet's biodiversity. As the event unfolded, Jack prepared to present a detailed overview of human biology, focusing on the aspects that intrigued the Zitherans the most: continuous reproductive capabilities and the lack of a hibernation cycle. Dr. Liam Hennessy provided scientific data, while Lieutenant Sarah Knox shared insights on how these biological traits influenced human culture, social structures, and even politics. The Zitherans were particularly fascinated by the concept of a society that operated year-round without the need for periodic dormancy. Questions flowed from the audience, ranging from inquiries about human healthcare and longevity to the impact of constant activity on environmental sustainability. Ilara, who chaired the session, facilitated a lively discussion that bridged scientific curiosity with philosophical exploration. It appears, she mused, that humans have developed a resilience and a constant drive that we, in our rhythm with nature's cycles, have not needed. What lessons could we, who rest with the seasons, learn from your unyielding wakefulness? Jack's response, thoughtful and well-articulated, highlighted humanity's relentless pursuit of progress and innovation, but also the challenges of overconsumption and the ongoing efforts to achieve balance with Earth's ecosystems. The discussion opened new avenues for potential collaboration in environmental technologies and sustainable practices. As the cultural exchange continued, personal bonds began to form between the crew members and their Zitharan hosts. Ilara took a particular interest in learning from Jack, often accompanying him on tours of the Odyssey and participating in demonstrations of human technology and art. One evening, Ilara invited Jack to a traditional Zitharan dinner, designed to mimic Earth cuisine but with local ingredients. The meal was held in the biodome, under the luminescent leaves of a giant lithra tree, whose branches swayed gently, creating a soothing, natural melody. Over dinner, Ilara shared more about Zitharan society's reliance on the rhythmic cycles of their planet, which influenced everything from their architecture to their personal relationships. Our lives are deeply intertwined with the cycles of Zithira, she explained. From the moment we are born, we are attuned to the planet's heartbeat. It guides us in work, rest, and relationships. Jack listened intently, fascinated by the contrast with human spontaneity and independence from natural cycles. The conversation turned to the personal, with Ilara expressing how the concept of constant activity seemed both exhausting and exhilarating. "Do you not find it overwhelming to always be awake, always active?" she asked. Jack chuckled. "Sometimes yes, but it also means we can experience so much in a single lifetime. We can continually interact, learn, and grow. There's hardly a dull moment." The evening ended with a walk through the biodome's nocturnal section, where bioluminescent plants cast ghostly glows on the paths. Ilara and Jack discussed the potential for humans to learn from Zitharan rest cycles, perhaps integrating aspects of it to improve health and productivity back on Earth. As they parted ways for the night, there was a mutual feeling of respect and a burgeoning sense of closeness. The night's discussions had not only highlighted the differences between their species, but had also unearthed a profound connection, an appreciation for the diverse ways life could thrive across the universe. Jack found himself looking forward to learning more from Ilara, not just about Zithira, but about the possibilities of integrating their philosophies for a richer, more balanced approach to life. The exchange of knowledge and experiences continued to bring the crew of the Odyssey closer to the Zitharans. As the planet's hibernation season approached, High Counselor Ilara invited Captain Jack Morrow to witness the beginning of this significant period, a time revered and celebrated in Zitharan culture. Ilara explained that the onset of hibernation was both a spiritual and a biological event, deeply ingrained in their way of life. Jack was intrigued by the opportunity to observe such a unique phenomenon, and accepted the invitation, keen to understand how an entire species synchronously slowed down to a near-dormant state. The event would provide invaluable insights into Zitharan physiology and social practices, potentially offering lessons for human medical and psychological sciences. The ceremony marking the beginning of hibernation was held at the Temple of Seasons, a stunning structure that seamlessly blended with the surrounding environment. As Jack and the crew arrived, they were struck by the serene atmosphere. Zitharans from all walks of life gathered, their iridescent skin glowing softly under the light of Zithira's twin moons. Ilara led the ceremony, her voice echoing gently through the temple. The Zitharans began a harmonious chant, which seemed to resonate with the natural energy of the planet. Jack watched in awe as, one by one, the Zitharans entered a trance-like state, their bodies starting to radiate a calm blue light. However, the presence of humans, who did not participate in this biological rhythm, introduced a subtle disturbance. Jack noticed that some Zitharans seemed less able to enter their deep, restful state, their glances drifting curiously towards their human observers. The disruption was slight but noticeable to Alara, who later expressed her concerns to Jack. The following days brought unexpected challenges. Alara confided in Jack that the hibernation cycle had been subtly disrupted. Some Zitherans, particularly those who had interacted closely with the humans, experienced irregularities in their hibernation patterns. This anomaly sparked a debate among the Zitheran scientific community, with some researchers hypothesizing that the human presence had introduced a dynamic energy that was somewhat incompatible with these Zitheran biological rhythms. Jack was deeply concerned about the unintended impact of his crew's presence. He offered to limit human interactions or withdraw entirely to a more isolated part of Zithera, but Alara proposed a different solution. She suggested a joint scientific initiative to study the phenomenon, believing that understanding the interference could lead to broader insights into Zitheran biology, and perhaps even new discoveries about interspecies interactions. Reluctantly agreeing, Jack coordinated with Dr. Liam Hennessy to set up monitoring equipment that would non-intrusively measure the bioenergetic fields of Zitherans during their hibernation period. They worked closely with Zitheran scientists, blending human technology with Zitheran biological expertise. As the study progressed, it became evident that the presence of active, non-hibernating beings like the humans did indeed influence the Zitherans' physiological states. However, it also opened up a fascinating avenue of research regarding the adaptability of Zitheran biology. Some Zitherans who had difficulty entering hibernation found that they could achieve a modified rest state, which allowed them to interact periodically with the humans and then return to hibernation without significant disruption. The findings led to a broader discussion within the Zitheran community about the variability and evolution of their hibernation practices. What began as an unintended disruption evolved into a valuable exploration of biological diversity and adaptability. Jack and his crew, once merely observers, had become active participants in a scientific dialogue that bridged human curiosity with Zitheran tradition. This collaborative effort not only mitigated the initial tensions, but also deepened the mutual respect between the two species. Jack and Alara found themselves at the forefront of a new chapter in Zitheran history, one that embraced change while honoring the rich heritage of the planet. Their growing bond, forged in the fires of challenge and discovery, became a symbol of the potential for unity and progress in the galaxy. As the joint scientific initiative progressed, Jack and Alara found themselves spending an increasing amount of time together, both in professional settings overseeing the project and in more personal exchanges exploring each other's cultures. This closeness sparked an unexpected but profound connection between them. Their discussions often extended late into the Zitheran nights, under the soft glow of bioluminescent plants, blending professional topics with personal stories and philosophical musings. Alara shared the deeper cultural significances behind Zitheran traditions, while Jack recounted tales of Earth and the human spirit of exploration and resilience. These exchanges not only enhanced their mutual understanding but also deepened their respect and affection for one another. It wasn't long before their relationship evolved beyond friendship, stirring feelings that neither had initially anticipated. One evening, after a day spent analyzing data from the hibernation studies, Alara took Jack to a secluded part of Silith, known for its spectacular views of the planet's twin moons reflecting over the Silver Lakes, a place she described as perfect for contemplation and revelation. There, amidst the serene beauty of Zithera, Alara expressed her feelings for Jack, admitting that his presence had brought a new perspective into her life, challenging her views yet enriching her world in ways she had never imagined. Jack, equally moved, shared his own feelings, which mirrored hers. The bond they formed was unique, forged amidst the backdrop of interstellar diplomacy and scientific discovery, yet deeply personal and profound. They agreed to explore this new aspect of their relationship, mindful of the potential complications their interspecies romance could entail, but driven by a genuine connection they were both eager to pursue. As Jack and Alara's relationship deepened, so did their collaboration on the Hibernation project. Their joint efforts culminated in a comprehensive presentation of their findings, which they decided to unveil at the Zitheran Council of Elders. This council, composed of the oldest and wisest members of Zitheran society, was influential in shaping the planet's policies and traditions. The day of the presentation, the council chamber was filled with a mix of excitement and apprehension. The findings not only addressed the physiological impacts of human presence on Zitheran hibernation cycles, but also touched on broader themes of adaptability, and cultural integration. Ilara began the presentation, eloquently outlining the purpose and methodology of their study. She then handed over to Jack, who discussed the scientific data, demonstrating how certain zitherans, influenced by human circadian rhythms, developed what they termed adaptive resting states. The council listened intently, occasionally interjecting with insightful questions. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of historical significance. After the final discussions, the council deliberated privately, leaving Jack and Ilara anxiously awaiting their verdict. Finally, the council reconvened. The chief elder, an esteemed figure in Zitharan society, addressed the assembly. He praised the thoroughness of the research and acknowledged the profound implications of the findings. Today we are presented with evidence not only of our physiological capacities, but also of our potential to evolve and adapt, he declared. The presence of our human friends has inadvertently opened new pathways of understanding our own biology. The council unanimously agreed to integrate these new insights into Zitharan educational curricula and medical practices, encouraging a more flexible approach to hibernation cycles. This landmark decision was celebrated as a step toward a more dynamic and adaptive Zitharan society. For Jack and Ilara, the council's acceptance represented a validation of their work and their partnership. The success of the presentation further solidified their relationship, bridging two worlds through science and affection. As they left the council chamber hand in hand, they felt hopeful about the future. Their relationship, like the project they led, had become a symbol of possibility, a testament to the power of collaboration, respect, and love across the stars. Following the success at the council, Ilara invited Jack to participate in the Zithira Festival of Renewal, an event celebrating the planet's natural cycles of rejuvenation and rebirth. This festival, held once every Zitharan year at the peak of their second moon's crescent phase, was a time for the Zitharans to embrace changes and set intentions for the cycles ahead. Ilara explained that this year's festival would also honor the new insights gained from their joint research and symbolize the evolving cultural relationship between humans and Zitharans. Jack was deeply honored by the invitation and eager to further immerse himself in Zitharan traditions, seeing it as an opportunity to strengthen the bonds not only between him and Ilara, but also between their respective species. The festival was a breathtaking spectacle of light and color. Luminescent flowers were released into the night sky, their bioluminescence casting a soft glow over the attendees. Traditional musicians played ancient Zitharan instruments, producing a harmonious sound that resonated deeply with both Zitharans and humans. Jack was particularly moved by a dance performance that depicted the cycle of seasons on Zithara, emphasizing themes of growth, decay, and rebirth. Amidst the celebration, Ilara led Jack to the Lake of Reflections, a sacred site where Zitharans traditionally made personal commitments for the coming year. There, under the twin moons, Ilara and Jack shared their aspirations for the future. Jack expressed his hope to continue bridging human and Zitharan cultures, while Ilara spoke of her vision for a society that fully embraced the benefits of interspecies cooperation. Together they vowed to work towards these goals, their commitment sealed with a symbolic offering to the lake. As the festival drew to a close, the mood was one of joy and optimism. However, the peace was abruptly disrupted by news of a distant human colony facing a crisis. A viral outbreak had struck, overwhelming local medical resources. The situation was dire, and Jack, with his connections to Earth and its colonies, felt compelled to help. Ilara, understanding the urgency of the situation, immediately offered Zitharan assistance. Using the medical knowledge they had developed together, particularly the insights from their study on adaptive biological states, they proposed a joint task force to aid the afflicted colony. Jack was touched by Ilara's swift support and the readiness of the Zitharans to help a human colony, seeing it as a testament to the strength of their growing alliance. Together, they coordinated with both Zitharan and human medical experts to dispatch aid and personnel to the colony. Upon arrival at the colony, the task force faced numerous challenges. The virus was unlike anything human medics had encountered, and traditional treatments were ineffective. Drawing on Zitharan medical techniques, particularly those involving biorhythmic synchronization, the team developed a novel treatment protocol that slowly began to show promise. As they battled the outbreak, Jack's respect for the Zitharans deepened. He witnessed firsthand the power of their unique medical practices, which combined advanced biotechnology with a profound understanding of natural biological rhythms. The crisis not only highlighted the practical benefits of human-Zithran cooperation, but also strengthened the bonds of trust and mutual respect between the two species. Back on Zithira, news of the successful intervention spread, bolstering public support for further collaborations with humanity. Jack and Alara returned to the planet as heroes, celebrated not only for their scientific achievements, but also for their role in saving lives. This triumph marked a turning point, solidifying the foundation for a lasting partnership between humans and Zitharans. The successful handling of the crisis served as a powerful example of how unity and shared knowledge could overcome even the most daunting challenges. As they looked towards the future, Jack and Alara knew that their journey together was just beginning, filled with endless possibilities for growth, discovery, and mutual enrichment. After their successful intervention in the viral outbreak, Jack and Alara returned to Zithira to a hero's welcome. Their successful collaboration had not only saved countless lives, but had also showcased the tangible benefits of interspecies cooperation. This experience served to deepen the trust and camaraderie between human and Zitharan communities, setting the stage for more formal alliances. Buoyed by their recent success, Alara proposed an ambitious plan to establish an interspecies medical research facility on Zithira. This facility would serve as a hub for medical innovation, combining human technological prowess with Zitharan biotechnological insights. The aim was to create a space where scientists and researchers from both species could collaborate on health issues affecting the galaxy. Jack was appointed as the human liaison for the project, a role that he embraced with enthusiasm. His experiences on Zithira had profoundly shifted his perspective on what was possible when diverse cultures came together, united by a common goal. He worked closely with Alara to outline the vision for the facility, engaging with leaders from both worlds to secure funding and support. The announcement of the research facility was met with widespread acclaim. Leaders from other human colonies and various alien races expressed their interest in participating, drawn by the promise of groundbreaking medical advancements and the opportunity to be part of a growing interstellar community. With the political and financial backing secured, Jack and Alara focused on the practical aspects of establishing the research facility. They selected a site with significant symbolic and practical value, a peaceful clearing near the Lake of Reflections, where they had shared their personal vows during the Festival of Renewal. Construction began with both human and Zitharan technologies, each complementing the other to create a structure that was both efficient and environmentally harmonious. The design of the facility reflected the principles of both worlds, featuring human modular architecture enhanced with Zitharan living materials that could adapt and grow with the facility's needs. As the facility took shape, Jack took charge of assembling a diverse team of experts, including doctors, scientists, and researchers from various disciplines and backgrounds. This team was tasked with setting the initial research agendas, focusing on diseases that affected multiple species across different environments. Meanwhile, Alara worked to integrate the facility into Zitharan society, organizing community outreach programs to ensure that the local population understood and supported the project's goals. She arranged tours, lectures, and workshops that highlighted how the research conducted at the facility would benefit not just Zitharans or humans, but all life forms. One of the first major initiatives of the facility was the development of a universal antiviral agent, inspired by the challenges they had faced during the outbreak. The project was a testament to the potential of their combined efforts, drawing on human genetic engineering techniques and Zitharan bioregulatory processes. As the research facility neared completion, Jack and Alara took a moment to reflect on the journey they had embarked upon together. From their first uncertain interactions to the deep bond they now shared, their partnership had grown into something neither could have anticipated. It was a relationship founded on mutual respect, shared aspirations, and a commitment to making a positive impact on the galaxy. With the facility set to open, they prepared for the inauguration ceremony, which would officially mark the beginning of a new era of interspecies collaboration. The event was planned as a grand celebration, with delegates from various planets invited to witness the culmination of their vision, a vision for a healthier, more connected galaxy. The day of the inauguration arrived, marking a significant milestone in the burgeoning alliance between humans and Zitharans. The interspecies medical research facility stood ready, a symbol of cooperative potential and futuristic aspirations, nestled on the shores of the Lake of Reflections. The architecture alone spoke volumes about the fusion of human ingenuity and Zithran organic design, a seamless integration that mirrored the collaborative spirit it housed. Dignitaries and scientists from across the galaxy gathered, representing diverse civilizations eager to partake in or learn from the facility's initiatives. The air was charged with a palpable sense of hope and curiosity as species of various backgrounds mingled, sharing their unique perspectives and scientific interests. Jack and Alara, dressed in their respective ceremonial attires, stood ready to host the event. Jack wore a suit that subtly incorporated Zithran motifs, a nod to his deep respect and affection for the culture that had become his second home. Alara, in a flowing robe that shimmered with the colors of the Zithran landscape, exuded grace and authority. The ceremony began with speeches from both Jack and Alara, who shared the story of their partnership, the challenges they faced, and the triumphs that led to this day. They spoke of the facility not just as a place of research, but as a beacon of unity and shared purpose. This facility embodies our shared commitment to bettering the lives of all beings through cooperation and understanding, Jack proclaimed, his voice resonant with emotion. Here, we will not only treat diseases but also bridge cultural divides and nurture peace through shared goals and mutual respect. Alara added, "Today we plant a seed that will grow into a tree whose branches will provide shelter and knowledge for generations to come. We celebrate not just a building, but the spirit of collaboration that built it." Following their speeches, the ribbon-cutting ceremony featured a unique Zithran vine, known for its rapid growth. Symbolically, it was cut not with scissors but allowed to naturally split in two, signifying that growth and separation can coexist, leading to new beginnings. With the facility officially inaugurated, guests were invited to tour the state-of-the-art labs, treatment rooms, and conference areas. Each section of the facility was designed to accommodate the various biological needs of different species. Adjustable environmental controls, modular furniture, and interactive interfaces that could be configured for myriad anatomical structures. The first joint research projects were announced, focusing on universal healthcare solutions that could be adapted for different planetary environments and species-specific diseases. One of the flagship projects was an adaptive vaccine program, aiming to utilize Zithran biotechnology to tailor vaccines on a near-personal level, enhancing effectiveness across species boundaries. As the day progressed, Jack and Alara met with potential collaborators, laying the groundwork for future projects. They discussed potential challenges, from biological compatibility issues to ethical concerns in cross-species medical treatments, committing to transparency and rigorous ethical standards in all research endeavors. As the guests departed, the stars beginning to twinkle in the sky above, Jack and Alara walked along the edge of the Lake of Reflections. They reflected on their journey, from uncertainty and cultural shock to deep understanding and cooperation. "This is just the beginning," Jack said, watching the reflection of the stars on the lake's surface. "Yes," Alara agreed, her hand finding his. "A beautiful beginning to a journey we will walk together." As they looked out over the calm waters, both understood that the facility was more than a place of research. It was a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of unity, and a doorway to a future where the health and well-being of all could be elevated through shared knowledge and mutual respect. Their story, a tapestry woven from threads of curiosity, bravery, and love, would inspire future generations to look beyond their differences and towards a horizon filled with shared possibilities.